You're listening to Let's Talk About It, a digital forum that holistically addresses the issues that arise in everyday life and the current affairs that are prevalent throughout our nation and that affect our culture. Let's join host Ty Priest Hannah now for today's discussion.
Let's talk about it.
Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Let's Talk About It. I am your host, Ty Priest Hannah, but of course, everybody, and I do mean everybody, calls me Ty. Thank you for allowing me to vibe with you for a few minutes. So fam, how was your weekend? What did you do? Who did you see? Where did you go? As for me, of course, it was the same thing. I worked and had service this past Sunday. But there was something special about this weekend. The nursing home allowed us to come out and celebrate my grandmother on Saturday. She celebrated her 77th birthday. And what made this birthday so special is that for the first time, probably in a few years or so, all of her children were gathered together. And so this past weekend, I had the opportunity to spend time with my uncles and my aunts and my first cousins and second cousins and all of the cousins in between. And so I had a wonderful time just being with my family and just laughing and celebrating and reminiscing about the old times, about the good old days, about how it was when we were growing up. And so I believe my weekend was time well spent. As a matter of fact, the experience that I had with my family this past weekend is what inspired this week's episode. As we were all sitting around enjoying one another's company, laughing about various situations that arose in our family, just embracing the good vibes. That time with them gave me a greater appreciation for my family. Not saying that I've never appreciated my family or was embarrassed by my family, because I never have been. And although we are not perfect by far, the love that we have for each other is what keeps us connected. And the fact that we share the same bloodline. But seriously, that time that we had with each other reminded me of something that my mother and even my great-grandmother instilled in me, and I want to share that with you. Never take the people in your life for granted. Regardless if they are family, friends, or even foes. Cherish those people. Love on those people, because they can be here today and gone tomorrow. If this pandemic has taught me anything, and I do mean anything, it has taught me to cherish and value people, especially those who are in your life. One of the greatest and most valuable commodities a person could ever possess is relationship. Not money, nor fancy cars or elaborate houses, but people. And far too often we take each other for granted and will allow the smallest of disagreements to keep us apart. And sometimes, depending upon the situation, we allow those issues to keep us apart for 10, 20, 30, sometimes a whole lifetime, when that should have been time invested in securing the relationship, that should have been time invested bonding and maintaining communication. I remember a time when my best friend and I didn't talk for 2 years. And if you were to ask us today why we didn't talk, we can't even remember. But we allowed something, whatever it was, something so small, so minuscule, to keep us from communicating. And during that time, we probably missed out on some of the most significant moments in each other's lives. But thanks be unto God that our friendship did not break. The brotherhood was restored. And here we are, 50 years of friendship. And we're only 39. But seriously, I'm grateful that God restored our friendship. Stop allowing your opinions, emotions, and situations to keep you from the people that are closest to you. It's all right if you don't agree. Just agree to disagree and keep going. Besides, our differences aren't supposed to keep us apart anyway, but complement each other. So I encourage you, when you see your family today, regardless of how much they get on your nerves, when you see your coworker today, regardless of how aggravating they are, when you see your children, when you see your spouse or your significant other, love on them. Let them know that you appreciate them. You never know what's going to happen. You never know how it would make them feel. And even if it's not the norm in your family for you to express emotion and to express affection, break the pattern and do something new. You know, growing up in my family, we weren't accustomed to saying I love you or expressing our affection towards one another. It actually wasn't until I got older and became more independent and on my own that I started making it my obligation to let my family know how much I love them and appreciate them. So whenever I'm speaking with my mother or talking with my sister, I will always make sure at the end of the call to let them know that I love them and that I appreciate them. Because, after all, we're family. And that's what family is for. Well, family, that's my time. I've really enjoyed our time together today, and I hope you have too. I really appreciate you allowing me to hang out with you for a few minutes. And oh, by the way, if nobody told you today, if you don't ever hear me again, I want you to know that I love you. If you like what you hear or have a particular topic that you'd like to discuss, you already know what to do. Just send me an email at ltaipodcast29501@gmail.com. Once again, the email address is ltaipodcast29501@gmail.com. Or just shoot me a text message at area code 843-799-7619. You already know. You know I want to hear from you. Thank you for tuning in to Let's Talk About It. This is Ty Hanner. I love you. I'm out. Peace.
Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it.
You've been listening to Let's Talk About It.
Let's talk about it.